please rise for the posting of the colors presented by Joliet West High School JROTC, Michael Tyrone, who will lead the Pledge of Allegiance, and Caleb Klima, who will lead us in the national anthem.
Post. Colors. Present. Arms.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Arms. Post. Left. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you, and you may be seated. And also thank you to our wonderful and talented students. If we could give them another round of applause. I would like to introduce Joliet Township High School Foundation President Mark Turk and ask Mr. Jeff Pierson to please come forward as well.
Today we're here to celebrate almost 18 years of service to District 204 of Jeff Pierson. Starting with the year that you helped to establish the district's first strategic planning, at the same time to assist the board, Dr. McCarthy and staff to reverse the district's severe financial problems. Jeff is an 82 alum, and his wife Lisa and son Jack are also alums. Thank you, Jeff, for your vision, for your diligence, for your determination that has helped the board and the staff and students to make District 204 again a great and prestigious institution and allow it to be named the 2017 College Board AP District of the Year and the Chicago Tribune Top Workplace. Thank you also to your wife and your family for sharing you with us. And thank you for your years of great work. To recognize this day, we've had a plaque made for you. And if I could open it, we'll be in good shape. Well, yeah, maybe. I guess you should open it first. We hope you will enjoy this, that you will keep it somewhere where you can look at it all the time. And there you go, sir. Thank you. It's indeed an honor to have you and to have you served on the District 204 board and to enjoy you as the president of the board when you were there. So thank you, congratulations.
Thanks again.
And this is for you. Okay, put it in there. It'll go in easier and come on. Thank you. And let's see, I need to introduce Tracy Spezia, who will come up and make some comments for the board.
I am so glad to be here on behalf of the Board of Education and the district to acknowledge and thank Jeff Pierson for the work he's done. So Jeff has been the president of the board for my entire time, less than half of his time on the board, almost 8 years for me, and he has been a steady and impactful leader. So there's a number of things that I could say and all kinds of ways that Jeff's footprint is all over this district and the accomplishments that he's been a part of. What I want to highlight are a few things that I think he quintessentially brought to the work and that's made all the difference for this district and for our community. So first, I really think we have to acknowledge just this depth of experience. So Jeff's time on the board, he's involved in the community in a variety of ways, and he could have put some time in on the board, and we would have been grateful for that, and then he could have gone on to explore other ways that he could benefit the community and bring his skills and talents to other spots where need was. But instead, he decided to double down on Joliet Township High School and to really be a part of the legacy that was being built. And so there's a lot to know when you're on a school board, right? There's curriculum and finance and facilities and all these things, policy, and it can be overwhelming. Some people, when they get on school boards, have not had any experience even being part of school administration. And so there's a lot to learn, and having the experience with Jeff on the board, and I'd be remiss if I didn't note Arlene Albert, his partner in crime for many years, as somebody who really was able to study the board and share their experience. So they didn't keep that to themselves. They made every board member better because they were able to draw from Jeff's experience. So that's a tremendous gift to this district that everyone's been enjoying the benefits of for quite some time. So one of the things Jeff would be the first to say about being on a school board is you're one of 7, right? So while his legacy is all over and there's all kinds of accomplishments that he's definitely been a part of it, and I know he had a lot to do with the vision, what Jeff really would recognize is that no board member acts alone. However, I do have an example of a time when Jeff's stamp was specifically his own as a board member, and that was 2 times ago when we opened our strategic plan. Jeff and I both were representing the board in that work, and if you've ever been involved with strategic planning in this district, you know it's heavy work, it's many hours, variety of stakeholders, probably 35 different voices from across the community in the district working together to design the next chapter for the district. And the facilitator started us by going through the mission statement, which, by the way, Jeff had been a part of helping to design the original mission statement when we first started strategic planning. So we're analyzing this mission statement, and it looks pretty good to me. I'm thinking, like, let's get on with the work, right? Because there's a lot to be done, and this is going to be 2 very long days and nights, so let's get started. But when we were doing that work and analyzing it, Jeff came up with a contribution that still stands in our current mission statement, and it's because of his experience on this board. What Jeff noted was missing from our mission statement, which is our statement of our loftiest goal of where we intend to be and what we're shooting for, what Jeff noticed was missing was a note to our history. And it was Jeff's single contribution to say, we need to add historically rich. This is a historically rich district, and through those historic roots, because of his experience and his commitment to the district, he was able to recognize this needs to be a part of also where we're headed, and not to leave that ever behind or out of sight. And unanimously, the entire room, which doesn't happen often in the strategic planning process, unanimously everybody agreed. And there it sits in our mission statement today. So while Jeff has always been one of 7 and would be quick to defer to the community and the joint effort of a school board, I can tell you that that was one time when he stood with his voice and his experience and made a difference for this district, and it stands today in our mission statement. And so with that and that experience that Jeff brought to the board, what he really also brought was his leadership style. So if you've ever worked with Jeff, you know he makes quick decisions. He's very quick to gather information, synthesize it, and cut to what he knows he thinks is the right thing to do. But as a leader, he's never kept anyone else from going through the process they need to go through to get the information they need, again, often drawing from his experience, which is so helpful, and to have the process they need to be able to be comfortable with the job each board member needs to do. So with his leadership style being both decisive and yet also an invitation to everyone else to be sure they're heard, I think he's really cultivated a true team spirit on our board, and I know that we will continue to strive to work in that capacity. Without the experience of Jeff sitting there, I think we'll have some questions sometimes because the context helps. But definitely he set us up for success in his ability to set that tone of making sure everybody's voice matters. And then the final thing I want to note about Jeff is his focus on students. Everybody's there for students. That's why all of the board members do the work they do. And what I appreciate about what Jeff's helped me learn is that looking at students in the context of the larger outcome in the community is why Jeff has been such a fantastic contributor to the Joliet community. He sees students in the immediate, in the outcomes that we need to see for them today, but he also looks at them long-term in terms of our community. So being for students means being for parents. Being for students means being for teachers. Being for students means meaning for the business owners and our community members and our future. And so the good news for all of us is that Jeff Pierson's work is not done. While he's not going to be serving on the Joliet Township High School Board, he will continue to serve this community and bring those skills and talents. And I am grateful to be a member of this community, and I want to thank Jeff on behalf of the board and on behalf of the community for all he's done for Joliet Township, and I want to thank him in advance for all the work he has yet to do for this community that we will all benefit from. So thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Spezia. It is an honor to represent Superintendent Dr. Cheryl McCarthy in recognizing Jeff Pierson for his dedication and service to Joliet Township High School as a Board of Education member. On behalf of Dr. McCarthy, I express her deep regret for not being able to attend tonight's events. She's literally experiencing planes, trains, and automobiles. It's due to circumstances outside of her control that one day I'm sure she'll laugh about, but today is not that day. Mr. Pierson, as I was preparing, I was trying to be as succinct as I know your preference is, but that is not an easy thing to do in this instance. I first met Jeff when we were picking up our kids from preschool over 15 years ago. I was wearing a JTHS t-shirt and on maternity leave after having my second child, and he asked if I worked at JT. We began talking, and I learned that he was a school board member and that we shared a deep love of the community as well as the district. As a teacher, curriculum director, and assistant superintendent, I've had the honor to witness the district's transformation during Jeff's 18 years of consecutive service on the Board of Education. This transformation began in 2001 with the district's very first strategic plan. In Jeff's first year of service as a board member, the district adopted a strategic plan written in partnership with the community. Prior to the strategic plan, the district was operating in the red and with many fiscal concerns. School facilities were aging, and the relations with the community were strained. Thanks to Jeff's service and leadership as a long-term school board member, Joliet Township High School has become a school of choice that we've both chosen to send our kids to. Joliet Central and West have award-winning facilities, such as the one we're in right now. And the district passed a referendum for 2 field houses, which allowed the recreation of 2 athletic programs. JTHS has acquired new facilities such as the Administrative Center, the Transportation Center, and several building additions that have been completed. The district has also received prestigious academic awards, such as the 2017 College Board Advanced Placement School District of the Year and the Chicago Tribune Top Workplace Award. All of this was achieved with sound fiscal management that has continually resulted in a balanced budget. Many people do not realize that school board members serve without pay. Being a school board member requires a significant time commitment and takes precious time away from family. I would be remiss if I did not mention the long lineage of JT and Tiger Pride that is found within Jeff, a West graduate from the class of 1982, and his family. To begin, Jeff's father is a 1947 JT grad, and Jeff's brothers and sisters are all proud Tiger alumni. Jeff's wife, Lisa, is a West class of 1976 graduate who also comes from a family of JT Pride, with her father graduating from JT in 1936 and her sister graduating from the very first class at Joliet West. The quality of education that our district provides today can be found in Jeff and Lisa's son, Jack, a Joliet West High School graduate from the class of 2018. Jack is a student on the Dean's List at the University of Alabama, where he is attending on an academic and alumni scholarship. He is scheduled to complete his undergrad degree in mechanical engineering and STEM MBA in only 4 years, due to the 26 AP hours he earned when he was a Joliet West student. This is just one example of the success students experience at JTHS when they take advantage of the opportunities afforded to them due to the leadership of the board. Tonight, I'm not the only one to recognize Jeff's hard work and dedication. I'm honored to present State of Illinois Senate recognition from Senator Pat McGuire and recognition from the 101st General Assembly House of Representatives offered by Representatives Lawrence Walsh Jr. and Natalie Manley. Senator McGuire, Representative Walsh, and Representative Manley are currently in Springfield and regrettably could not attend tonight. And I think Christine wanted to get a picture holding those. And now I'm pleased to present Mr. Jeff Pierson.
Thank you, Carla. First thing I want to do is recognize my family. My wife Lisa's here, who put up with all of this, put up with all the meetings, and never complained, was always very encouraging, always very supportive, and saying, what are you going to do next? So she really pushed me and really helped me along within this endeavor. And then I have my favorite mother-in-law, Hazel, here, who has always been very supportive, has always been one of my best friends. I really like our conversations, and we always have a great time together. And I'm fortunate to have, for those of you who don't know, I'm the youngest of 5 siblings, and I have 2 of my siblings that are here today, and they're not only my brothers, but they've always been great mentors for me, and they've always kept me in line. Love you guys. As was said, I started on the board in 2001, shortly after 9/11. Things weren't that great here. We were definitely in the red. I remember our first several meetings, all we did was discuss what are we going to cut. And it was really just very, very bothersome. And then the economy started to turn around a bit, and we said, hey, you know, with this strategic plan, we need to provide a vision. And let's be broad with that vision. Let's not be myopic on it. Let's think big, and we certainly did. I remember within that first strategic plan, we talked about field houses and facilities, and you know, if it's not for other kids, why can't our kids have it also? And we really kept focus on that. And in 2008, along with a little bit of luck, we won a referendum. We were able to build 2 field houses on it, 67 new classrooms, 32 new labs on both campuses. We have that fabulous structure down at the central facility with the student center and the new cafeteria. The facility that you're sitting in here, we increased our academics by far with our AP programs, brought one-to-one computing in, everything that we've done. And we've always, Dr. Swanstrom said to me early on, he said, hey, if it's good for kids, let's do it. And that just really, really resonated with me. I've had the opportunity to work with 20-plus board members, which 2 of them are here today. Meg and Tracy, you know, loved working with you guys. Everybody I worked with on the board was really great. I see Don Dickinson in the back. It was great working with Don. Thank you, Don. That was wonderful. Three different superintendents, 6 different assistant superintendents, and a tremendous amount of staff and support staff also. And everybody had a hand in where we are right now. We've won national achievements on our academics as well as our architecture. We have great facilities, we have great opportunities for every kid that walks in this door. So it's been an honor, it's been great being on this Board of Education. I've loved every minute of it, and I've had a few people ask me, you know, a Board of Education, isn't that hard? Don't you get a lot of complaints? And the compliments I receive far exceed the complaints. And the complaints can generally be handled with a phone call, so it hasn't been bad at all. I will definitely miss it. I've made some great friends, great relationships. I'll continue to be a friend to the district. I'm only a phone call away, and unfortunately they know where I am. So, but if ever I can be of assistance to anybody, that would be fantastic. Another thing I wanted to mention too is I've had the opportunity to speak with students that have graduated from here. And I asked them, you know, did JT provide you with the tools necessary to succeed? And each and every one of them says, oh yes, by far. And they go to the university or they go wherever their paths lead them, and they really do a great job. And they owe it all to JT and the staff and the support that we've given them. So it's been fantastic to be part of the team. And with that, I thank each and every one of you, and have a good night, and thank you again.
So, Jeff, as we conclude tonight's celebration of your service, we extend our thanks once again, and I believe we have one more surprise for you. Please join me in welcoming the Joliet Fire Bags and Pipes, who will perform in honor of Jeff's service on the board and in appreciation of his service as a retired lieutenant from the Lisle Woodridge Fire District. Thank you, Joliet Fire Bags and Pipe, for providing the beautiful musical tribute. This concludes tonight's program. I invite you to enjoy refreshments and the beautiful music of the Joliet West High School Band. Thank you, all of you, for coming out to celebrate tonight, and most importantly, thank you, Mr. Pierson, for your service.